We have all of our must-haves, our survival needs, our monthly number, our bills, all of that calculated. We've circled the things we want in our want list over the next 12 months. Let's go ahead and add up all those numbers. Just simply take out the calendar, you know your monthly number, times that by 12, and add everything else. I want to save $50,000. $50,000 goes on top of that. I want to buy a $60,000 car, cash. $60,000 goes on top of that. I want to buy an investment property. What do I need for the down payment? That goes on top of that number. All the wants that you've circled, all of the must-haves that you've identified to survive, and as well as anything your spouse or your family that you guys decided was happening in the next 12 months that went on the vision board, that was in your wants column. We've got that number now. Let's just say that number is $150,000. Maybe your expenses for the year to live and to survive were $40,000 or $50,000, and then you want another $100,000 worth of investments and vacations and those types of things. Okay, so $150,000 is what we're going to put right here. This is what the cost of the things you need, because now those wants have become requirements in your business plan over the next 12 months. Now remember, this is an after-tax number. So if you hit $150,000 in earned income over the next 12 months, you are going to be short on your plan. So we've got to factor in the taxes, right? The government is going to go ahead and take that money from you, all right? So that's just the way it is. Let's just say your state income tax in that bracket is 6%. And let's say in between 100 and 200,000, you're paying the federal government 24%. This is for simple numbers. It could be higher. You could have no state income tax if you're in a no state income tax state. We're just going to use these numbers to keep this example very simple. Okay. I am not a CPA, not a tax consultant. You should have one and consult with them on how to run this numbers. We're going to talk about expenses in the next video and where those fit in to this equation. So you're not worried about expenses for your business. Right now, we're just figuring out how much money before taxes do we need to earn in commission. So that is now 30%. What we're going to do is we're going to take the 150K, if you're following here, and we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 1.3. That is the 30% right there. Okay, so 150,000 multiplied by 1.3. I'm going to go ahead and show you that on the calculator right now. Okay, so I have $150,000 in here. That's what we want after taxes. That's what we need to live our lifestyle here for the next 12 months. Now we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 1.3 to include the 30% in taxes that we're estimating. Again, not a CPA. Talk to your CPA about your exact number, how that fits into your state and all of that. But this number here in this example would be $195,000. Okay, so $195,000 is the amount of commission income we need in the next 12 months to fulfill our goal, to fulfill our commitment to our business and life plan, so that everything on our vision board, everything we've agreed as a family that we want to go out and achieve, we can do. We know how much money before taxes that we need to earn in commissions to make sure that we get everything we want on our must-have and our wants list over the next 12 months. But basically, that's why we're building a business plan, right? To achieve the things that we want, to live the life that we want over the next 12 months. In our example that we're using right now, that number happens to be $195,000, which is why you see that number down here. That's the total income before taxes to make sure that in our bank account, we receive $150,000 again in this example. So let's get into the number of sales required to make sure that we hit that number. Now, you're going to put right here at the top your average sales price. Okay. So in your market, you can just look on the MLS and figure out what the average sale price is in your market. Or if you're on a team, use the team's average sale price, because you're going to be receiving leads from the team and it's going to be in line with that average sale price, right? If you have a lot of history, you're not a new agent and you've got a lot of history, a lot of past sales that you can look at and figure out your personal average sale price, use that. In this example, let's just keep it simple and use $350,000 Okay, that's pretty close to the national average, give or take, depending on the month. Average commission side. Again, you're going to want to look at your team. If they have an average commission side, you're going to want to use that number, or you're going to want to just look at the marketplace and see where the average commissions, both list and buy, and kind of factor in how many listings and buyers you're probably going to do throughout that year. In this example, we're just going to use 2.5%. Okay, so now we're going to take the $350,000 and we're going to figure out what 2.5% is on that number. Okay, so let's go over to the calculator and take a look at that. Here we go. I've got $350,000. I'm going to multiply that by the 2.5%. That's a side of a commission, right? So in this example, it's just going to be 2.5%, buy side or list side. And that commission, total commission, is going to be $8,750. So total commission is $8,750. We're going to use that number in this example, but we're going to cut that number in half. Okay, here's why. If you're on a team, you're probably on a 50-50 split and you don't have expenses, right? If you are a brand new agent, you're probably pretty close to a 50-50. So really you got to factor in less than 50 because of your expenses to actually generate business. Or maybe you're just on a much higher split, but if you're running a business, you have expenses. So this is why I mentioned in the last video, we're going to talk about expenses. This is where we're going to factor our expenses. Okay. What does it take you to run your business? Is it 30%, 40%? Sometimes if you have a lot of expenses, your average commission split could be less than 50%. But in this example, we're just going to use 50%. I think that's pretty safe for most people, whether you're running a team or you're on a team. Really, any production you do is going to be cut in half due to, again, the expenses to run the business. So cutting $8,750 into half, that gives us a average commission on the $350,000 deal of $43.75. Now, obviously, if you know your number's higher or it's lower, then go ahead and use that. But we're going to be using this number right here, $43.75 in this example. And we know we need $195,000 before taxes. And so we're going to go ahead and divide that out by 43.75. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. 195,000 divided by the average commission side of 43.75, the average commission check that you will be receiving in a year, that would give us 44.5 and a whole bunch of other numbers. That's how many transactions, how many deals, how many closings, how many commission checks we're going to need that are required, because we have now requirements on our survival and our wants list. This is how many transactions we're going to need in the next 12 months. So we're just going to round that up to 45. 45 is easier than 44.5. So we now know we need 45 transactions in that year. In the 1 year plan, we need to cash 45 commission checks. That is less than one a week. This is very doable. Today's agent should really be 50 plus transactions a year. That's if you're on a team or running a proper business. So this is a really achievable number. This is something that I think everybody should be shooting for, 45 plus. You know, the minimum standard to even just stay above poverty line is 2 deals a year, right? 2 deals a month, 24 transactions a year. Today's and tomorrow's agent is really looking closer to this number. So I like where we came out with that, 45 transactions. Hey guys, if you like these educational videos, make sure you hit subscribe below so you see more videos, and make sure you hit the link below. We have a waiting list for some exclusive content that goes deeper, where I actually show you exactly how to do everything I'm describing in these educational videos. So hit the link below and join the waiting list today.